Part 1, substrate specificity. What are we doing here? We're trying to figure out which substrate or reactant or compound fits into the active site of tyrosinase. The enzyme catalyzes the reaction. The catalyst speeds up chemical reactions by lowering the activation energy. It goes in, the reactant or substrate goes in the active site. It does its thing. It enters the active site. It's no longer attracted to the amino acids in the active site. It leaves, and the product can be used all over the body. Let's say if it was some sort of enzyme like pepsin in the stomach or something like that. Okay, we're going to test 4 different compounds if you include water as a control group. What we're going to do, add 15 drops of 4 different compounds, including water, and we're going to see which of these molecules will be the substrate that goes in the active site for tyrosinase and causes a reaction. We're going to look at color change to indicate what this does. 15 drops we're going to add in each of the test tubes. Test tube A is just going to be water. 15 drops. In B, catechol, we will be using 1 potential substrate. We'll look at its molecule, or structure, I should say, in just a little bit. About 15 drops. Catechol. In test tube C, 0.1% resorcinol. Again, we'll go with about 15 drops. We'll eyeball 0.1% hydroquinone. This is going into test tube D, just like we've been doing, about 15 drops. Now we need to know if the enzyme is working. If we didn't put the enzyme in, nothing would change. Let's see if the enzyme catalyzes any of these reactants. So we're going to put about 15 drops. 15. We're going to work rather quickly, so the enzyme doesn't start working before we put it in the hot water bath. There's C. Last but not least, we're in D. Okay, so again, test tube A, we're going to put this in a hot water bath. The water bath is set to 40 degrees Celsius. Let's put our test tubes in. Test tube A is the water. Test tube B, catechol, and the tyrosinase, obviously. C is resorcinol. And last into the party, test tube B is hydroquinone. We are going to check in with our compounds in a little bit, 5 to 10 minutes. We'll see if they change color, if anything happens. I just want to show you what the molecules look like if we head over here. Part 1, substrate specificity. In all 4 of the test tubes, A, B, C, and D, we have, of course, tyrosinase, 15 drops in each. We have water. You can take a look at its molecule here. Catechol. Notice where the OH groups are on the benzene ring. Resorcinol, the OH is 1 over. Hydroquinone, the OHs are on opposite ends as each other. So we'll see which of these substrates fits into the active site of tyrosinase and does the reaction. It's interesting because these molecules look almost identical, but I got a feeling only one will change color. See you in 5 to 10 minutes.